This is a story that I have not shared publicly with anybody else. So today is going to be the day that I'm going to share this publicly. I'm the oldest of five boys. My mother was on welfare. My stepfather was actually a drug dealer. So my household environment was surrounded by drugs. That was my norm. My norm was, every day just watching my dad do what he does. And I actually had a dream, or I guess you say a vision, as far as my goal was to be a plumber by the daytime and a drug dealer by nighttime. That was actually my goal coming out of high school, believe it or not. Now, growing up in that environment, it's almost like what you see on the movies. What changed that destiny for me and changed that whole dream as far as being a plumber and a drug dealer at nighttime was I was about 18, 19 years old. Um, Found out that I was going to be a father. And so at that time, I knew I was going to be a dad. The mother of my child was ex-wife, currently now. She was the one that really helped me say, listen, life is more important than me worrying about whether you're going to come home or not, whether you're going to be behind bars. And no matter how much we have to struggle, we can get through this together. So within that time period of me knowing I'm going to be a father, they actually raided my parents' house during that time period. My father happened to be out of the country at that time. So my mother got the raps for everything. And so the day that my daughter was actually born was the same day that I was going to Rikers Island to get my mom out on a bond. What I witnessed and experienced was their house flipped upside down, floors torn apart, cabinets ripped apart, holes in the walls, and it was like I was like in a twilight zone. My daughter's name is Destiny. And the reason why I name her Destiny because, she's the one that changed my life and changed my direction into where I was going. I've been 20 something years with the trades. I will tell you the trades have saved my life. Being part of Clockwork and through Direct Energy and through Authority Brands, this is my passion. But when you think about adversity, right, we all have different walks of lives and we have to overcome adversity. It could be just dealing with a customer face to face and dealing with that call itself. But when we look at life, what are we actually striving for? What are we working towards? What is it that we're looking at end game in mind? I am a proud father of three children, from the ages of my son's 20, my other daughter's 23, and my oldest is 27. I'm actually a grandfather as well. So my daughter just had a baby, which is a granddaughter now, which is about 6 months old. And so when I think about adversity, I think about going through that as my childhood life. Another thing I was going through at that time as a childhood was I had a speech impediment. I had a lisp. I got left back in first grade. And so I knew college wasn't my thing, but I knew the trades was my direction I can go in life. And I could, go out there and turn wrenches. I did study heating and air conditioning in high school as a trade high school. But when I came out, I fell in love with plumbing and I decided to become a plumber by trade. What I love about the trades is that this can take you anywhere from, being in New York doing plumbing. I ended up relocating to Florida, to Tampa. I relocated around December 99, and I spent there from 2000 to 2009. Now, in 2000, and I have it here as a reference. It was August 19th of 2000. I'm going to put this on the screen if you guys can see this. I got the opportunity to go to an event in 2000. This event is what really gave me understanding of seeing there's more than just turning wrenches. That event that I got the opportunity to go to within the franchise was the Super Tech 2000, and we focused on our 1 year goal, our 3 year goal, our 5 year, and our 10 year. Prior to that, I didn't think about 10 years from now. I didn't think about 5 years from now. I was just thinking about today. I was worried about getting through today and then not planning for tomorrow. But being part of that, being part of the brands, it opened up my mind and I was able to see things differently and say, you know what? there's opportunity. So now I could take that same mentality and hustle that I was raised by, that my goal was to, hustle at nighttime and say, you know what? I'm going to take that same type of attitude, mindset, and I'm going to hustle in the trades. And so when you think about adversity, once again, we're all dealing with different things, we're facing things. I've been up, I've been high, and I've been low. I've been in situations where, you know what, I'm not really feeling as good today. I'm not feeling I'm in the right mindset, the right mood. The second word I want to talk about is the word determined. When you're determined to do what you want to do, it doesn't matter what adversity you're going to face. You're going to get it done. No matter what it takes, you're going to get it done. I have an acronym for you guys. It's called TNP. TNP. Take nothing personal. Take nothing personal. If a customer doesn't decide to do business with you, it's okay. It's okay. If I also believe in don't have a bad day. Now we all have bad days. We maybe had a bad week, bad month, maybe a bad year. But I learned in life to focus on just having a bad moment. Try to have short-term memory and let go of whatever I'm dealing with that's in my past. When you think about determined, right? Don't give up and find a solution. You know, in the service provider business that we're in, our focus is to find a solution. We're in the solution business as a solution provider. So when you're determined, you're not going to give up. When you think about the actual determined, right? Your past should not determine your future. So no matter where we come from, no matter what we've gone through, it does not determine my future. And so dealing with, the childhood things I had to deal with, overcoming that, becoming a young father at the age 18, 19 years old, finding my love for the trades is what saved my life. And I'm invested in doing what I'm doing today to give back. And so I'm hoping I can inspire everyone that's listening today to stay focused on track on the things you want to do in life. Because I can tell you one thing, and I can guarantee you that if you stay locked in, you stay determined, you're going to accomplish the goals you want to accomplish. It's not about just, making that sale. It's not about just closing that call. We have to also realize that we have to live in the moment. When I was younger and even to this day, we work so hard, we're working, but we forget to live in the present. We forget to live and indulge and enjoy life. The importance of family, the importance of children, taking care of your home. This career demands a lot of time. It can be strenuous, it can be stressful. But knowing what the end game in mind is and you're determined to achieve those things, you're going to find a way. You're going to find a way to get it done. You're going to find a way to, change the lives, not just for yourself and your family, for those others around you. And that's what I pride myself on as far as my career track, is that I've been able to find a way. I've been able to continue to push through adversity. I've been continue to go against the odds, right? Whether it's statistics, whether it's my race. When I was younger, I had braids and I was just, had the mentality of, being that guy that's, from the Bronx and just had that type of attitude. As I went through my journey through my life with the organization, the brands, I learned how to provide customer service. I learned how to become an actual young adult. Recently, I was talking to our team about the importance of a handshake, right? The importance of a handshake. What does that mean? When you shake someone's hand, what are you telling somebody about yourself when you shake their hand? Do you shake their hand as a true professional, or do you dismiss that handshake? If it's a male or female, how do you also treat that female in that home? That handshake is going to determine whether you're trustworthy, whether you're someone that actually is passionate in what you're doing. If I don't make the proper handshake, and what's important about that handshake as well is, am I making eye contact? While making eye contact, do I have a friendly smile? Am I accomplishing those three things when I shake someone's hand? I meet so many people in life. I interact with so many folks. And when that initial greeting, that first impression, and you shake their hand, it's like sometimes you feel like, that person didn't really care to meet me. The handshake just didn't feel right. But as a true professional and what we do, I believe in the aspect of how you shake that person's hand is going to show my characteristics. Different cultures have different meanings behind a handshake. Some might put the hand over top of the hand. Some people may hold the hand a little longer. But you're now making a connection. You're making a bond with that person that you're meeting. I would encourage, and I know through COVID and everything like that, we you know, don't shake no one's hands no more. We don't touch anyone. And so we kind of got away from that in society. But I still believe in the fact of the power of shaking someone's hand and making sure that when I introduce myself, I'm introducing myself I'm standing tall, my posture's correct. And when I greet them, I'm giving them a friendly greeting, we all know. But when I make that initial handshake, what does it feel like? Now, if I go to shake their hand or vice versa and it don't come out right, you know what? Let's get a do-over. Let's do that again. Like it's okay, man. We gotta do that again. That handshake was not the ideal handshake. It's okay. A couple of things that if you Google and you look at the handshake, a couple of things it talks about. It says speaks volume about who you are as a person. A good handshake, along with direct eye contact and a warm smile, signals you are confident and trustworthy. It signals that you're confident and trustworthy. We all know people do business with the people that they like and trust, and we're building value. You can make or break that call, and not even the call itself, or the person you're meeting with an improper handshake, with an improper greeting. You could fail that call before you even arrive at that call because what we love to do as technicians and plumbers and stuff like that is we love to pre-diagnose and prejudge the call before we get there. We are experts at doing that. I'm here to tell you, like change that mindset, change when we're slow, we tend to do the things we're supposed to be doing. When we get busy, we tend to skip those steps because now we have all these fluctuations of demand calls. So now we want to go, go, go. If this call is not, the call that I feel is a good opportunity, I'm going to blow that call off. I'm going to move on to the next call. But if you slow down and you take your time on every call and every person you interact with, like Brian was talking about earlier about as far as adversity, I mean, not adversity, dealing with objections, overcoming them, it's how do you react with that person? How do you respond to that person? Do you act like you want to be there? Like, do you show you're actually interested in that person? There's a difference between being interested and interesting. There's two different aspects of that. If I'm interested in that homeowner or that person in front of me, they're going to see it, they're going to feel it. If I'm being interesting, then I'm talking about me. And I'm not trying to make this about me here today, but I'm trying to give you guys understanding as far as what life can be for you. And it's not just about hard work. So I don't want to say, oh, just, hard work's the key to it. You got to have a little luck. You got to have faith, but you got to be determined. And you got to understand, once again, what it is to deal with adversity. Adversity is going to come. It's going to hit you in the gut. It's going to knock you down. You don't know when it's going to come. It's going to come. It could be health. It could be a loss of a loved one and family. It could be a new life, but it's always going to come. Now, when we are investing in ourselves, we're practicing the things that we should be doing, we're going to overcome those things. Be teachable. Be teachable. To this day, I'm 46 years old. I'm still learning. No matter how I've been doing it, I'm still learning what I'm doing today. I'm not one of these gurus. I'm not I don't have $100 million company or $200 million company. I'm not one of these, top-notch, guys that, salesmen in the world. I'm just David. I'm just David, and I'm as real as gonna get. I'm the first generation to do what I'm doing. It wasn't given to me, it wasn't handed to me. I enjoy life, and I believe in a work-life balance. I love my life. I love my children. I love my wife. I love my career, and I love the brands. I have fun at work, and I have fun outside of work. I believe in having fun. Like with our team here, we try to do a lot of different things to have fun with it. But ultimately, it's up to us as a collective group, right? We represent a nationwide brands. What happens in Phoenix, what happens in Texas, in Jersey, we all affect each other. We are one team, one brand, as we all know that. So it's imperative that we are acting accordingly. We are upholding the image. Our trucks are up to the standard, that we are the standard. Because when we represent the brands to that level, we can have brand domination. But when someone is just not really feeling it, or doesn't want to, I guess you want to say the word in corporate world, the comply with the things, then that's going to affect our brands in a negative way. We make mistakes. I'm not perfect, tell you right now, and I don't know everything. But as Mike Chef will tell, if you follow Mike Chef, I know a guy. And when you know somebody that knows something, you just got to pick the phone up and call. Most time as men, you know what? We don't want to call for help. We don't want to ask for help because we're men. I learned more from a guy like Brian, from being on different, listening to podcasts, tuning in on this platform. What Brian is doing with this Wiser Wednesdays, it's amazing. The opportunity you guys have at your locations and across the nation, to me, it's things that we didn't have, I guess, 10, 15, 20 years ago. Back then, we had to fly to, St. Louis back then and go for training and spend, 3 or 4 or 5 days for training. And that's when kind of got to interact with different people. But other than that, we went back home and we just kind of just did our own thing. But when you love and you are passionate what you do, you're going to continue to deal with adversity. You're going to continue to be determined and get over it through it. Um, Always remember, your focus determines your reality. Our perspective is our reality. But if you focus on the things you want to do, it's going to determine your reality. That's up to us. We control that. I control what mood I want to be in. I control whether I want to be on time. I control whether I want to look good. If you look good, feel good. I play sports my life, so I feel the day you play good. Well, it's work. Just because it's work doesn't mean we can't have fun. Doesn't mean we can't have fun and play at work. And I don't mean play, horse around. I mean, have fun with your clients. Have fun with your coworkers. If I tell the guys all the time, if you see one of your coworkers that just seems like he's not in tune, maybe he's not in the right mood. I don't know. He just something's going on. Lift him up. Check on him. Have a post on him. See, like, you're good, man. Like, yo, you need anything? I'm here if you want, someone to talk to. I'm not sure what you're going through, but you know what? I got you. When you see a true team in an organization and they flourish, I believe the numbers help itself. The numbers work itself out. You see closing ratio go up. You see average ticket go up. You see the revenue goals continue to go up because the team is working together. As if you watch basketball now and you're seeing the playoffs and you're seeing the teams, and maybe your team's in it, maybe your team's not in it, but there's teams right now that are in the playoffs that they wasn't counted for in the beginning of the season and throughout the season, but that team is working together and they are changing what I guess statistics and the numbers say because they have a goal. And so every year, we get to restart the clock and we get to say, what are our goals this year? But I can tell you once again, I'll circle back. What changed my life was a couple of things. First, being a father at a young age. Second, was getting the opportunity to go to that training and realizing that, you know what? 10 years from now, this is what I want my life to look like. 5 years from now, this is what I want my life to look like. And I could say that I'm proud that I accomplished those things in my life. It might have happened in 11 years, it might have happened in 12 versus 10. It might have happened in 5 or 6 years versus 5, but I stayed on track. And somehow subconsciously, because I wrote those things down, subconsciously, my brain never stopped thinking about them because I had them written down. When you write your goals down and you literally put pen to paper, it's amazing what we're able to do. It's amazing the things we're able to accomplish because we took the time to write them down. Something that new I did in my new relationship, my second marriage, is in the beginning of the year with my wife, before the year comes, we focus on our goals, our family goals, the things that we want to do for the year. We have our own little meeting. When I was raising my children growing up, they can tell you, I mean, if you knew who they were, we would have little team meetings. You know, whether they're doing what they were doing or not doing what they should be doing, we would just have a little team meeting and say, look, as a family, this is what we're going to focus on, this is what we're going to do. So I believe in communication. I believe in being a positive impact, which is one of our core values. Are you making a positive impact in people's lives? I believe that we are changing lives. We have the influence in changing people's lives, and not just changing someone else's life as far as financially, but we get to make their lives better, more comfortable, whether it's giving them cleaner water, a safer home, and giving that, providing that comfort, we change their lives, and that makes me feel good. That's why I'm a contractor. That's why I'm passionate what I'm doing and what I'm doing because I feel good about that. I feel good about when I see a guy on my team and he's young. I don't know, he's 19, 20 years old, and he's just getting started. And I don't know, we all remember when we first got started, you know, probably a little nervous, really not really sure where I fit in on the team. And then, you know, you start seeing that person start blossoming. And, you know, you see the senior guys, the veterans, assisting and helping that person grow along. You know, for my veterans that are listening in, you know, it is our obligation to pass on our knowledge to our younger core group because our trades are determined on how we impact them, right? So if I got a new guy on the team coming in, yeah, maybe he doesn't know how to use a screwdriver. Maybe he's not really sure how to use a tape measure. You know, maybe he's on his phone all the time. Maybe he's sleeping in the truck when I'm driving and ignoring me. You know, it's pissing me off. But if I'm mentoring him, if I'm embracing him and I'm boosting him up, I'll be able to change his life. Because at one time or another, we were that guy. We may not have been as bad. We may look at it a little different, but we were that guy at one time. You know, I was that person. I was that person that didn't want to cut my hair, and I wanted to have, you know, keep my braids and be that guy. Ironically, before I became a manager, I became a manager. Let me see. I started in Tampa. I was about 22 years old. Oof. I'm getting old here. So for all my old guys on here. So now I was about 23, 24 around there when I got the opportunity to get in that manager's role, which was a plumbing manager first. You might have heard of Scott Vigu. He was my mentor, the owner of the old location I worked for, and my boss. He's the one that gave me the opportunity. But I remember he invited me to his house, and he said, you know, I have an opportunity for you, but there's one condition. I'm like, all right, well, the hell, what the one condition can be? So he goes, now granted, this is going back to early 2000. He goes, I need you to cut your hair. I'm like, cut my hair. Back then, so you guys don't know, in clockwork days, tattoos, piercings, facial hair was not acceptable. We're going back to 2000. So we've come a long way. But back then, it was no facial hair, no tattoos exposed, no piercings, none of that stuff. So I'm like, I gotta cut my hair. All right, fine. I'll, you know, cut my hair. That's what, you know, what it takes to get to the next step. I don't think he knew this, and I didn't know this at the time. The significance of cutting my hair. And actually, I got a picture here so you guys can kind of get an idea. I come with receipts, by the way. I believe I'm receipts. So this picture right here, this is me, this guy. I thought I was the guy back then. So cutting my hair was also cutting my past away. It was letting go of the nature of my environment. But I didn't realize that at 23, 24 years old. It wasn't until maybe, I don't know, 10 years later that I said, you know, that's how significant it was, is that I was letting go of my childhood, my ambitions of being a drug dealer, still wanted to be, you know, that guy in the streets. But cutting that hair was that significance of saying, you know what? It's time to move on. It's time to change my circle and be around people that are going to be influencing my lives versus the ones that are going to say, hey, Let's go do some dumb stuff. And and I'm not saying anybody to cut their hair. So full disclosure here, I'm not saying I cut your hair. What I'm saying is that, I'm getting hot in here, by the way, is when you let go of your past and you move forward and you change your circle and you get around like-minded people that are on the same wavelength as you guys are, and women, if there's any listening in, the success you're going to have as an individual, as a team, is going to skyrocket because you're no longer being influenced by the ones that you've had in your past. You might have heard it before, and a lot of things I'm saying to you guys right now, I'm sure you've heard from other people speak, and I'm sure Brian spoke about it before. Sometimes, you're hearing it from a different messenger. Maybe a light bulb goes off, but the circle influence. Who is in my circle? Who is impacting my life, and how they impacting my life? They could be give positivity in my life. They could be negativity in my life. But who is in my circle? And sometimes, like, and I still have friends from my old days. I keep them a distance. It keeps me grounded to realize where I came from, where I'm at today, and where I'm still going. I'm still striving for more. I'm still not where I want to be at. There's days that I have, like I said, I don't know, I'm just not feeling it. But because I'm so determined on what I want to do, and I love being part of the brands, and having a guy like, if you know Mike Chef, he's always freaking happy. So I gotta smile. I gotta be happy. So if I'm not happy, he makes me happy somehow or another. So, that's the reason why I have him here. He's my cheerleader, as people would say, on my team here. He's always boosting me up. And so, it's important to have someone like that in your life, right? Do you have that cheerleader? Are you doing the service you providing with your homeowners and making them your cheerleader? Are they becoming your raving fans about how excited they are about you? Are they, like Mike would say, the Mike only clients? Are they your clients? Because when you build that trust and you build that relationship with that client, they're gonna want you only. You know what? I might wait a day or two. Salespeople, for my sales guys out there, and just in general, and just by the way, you may not be the one responsible for sales. I tell this to my installers, I tell this to the guys, to the maintenance guys. What makes a great salesperson is an active listener. Are we listening? See, we tend, and we all do this, when someone's having a conversation, what we tend to do is want to respond right away. So we actually listen to respond versus listen to understand. It's a big difference. I'll say it again. We tend to listen to want to respond versus listen to understand. If we were actually an active listener, the project is going to close itself. The jobs are going to close. I'm going to gain that customer's business. I'm going to gain their trust because I'm attentive to them. Nothing else matters. The call I left, whatever, I don't know, I have 4 or 5 more calls on the board. So what? I don't care. I care about the call I'm on right now. When you have that type of mindset, you slow it down. And maybe, you know what? Listen, that client doesn't do business with us today. Maybe she or he or she needs to really think about it, really needs to, um, talk with the spouse, or maybe they need more time. I believe at the end of the day is that I'm the right choice. I believe that our brand's the right choice. So if I do the things that we all know that we're trained to do, as far as whether it's taking pictures, the proper notes, options. I mean, I can't stress to you the importance of giving options. What you don't want to ever do is prejudge the call and say, well, you know what? I don't know, the air I'm going to, it sucks. The person's name, yeah, it's going to be hard, this one. If I treat everyone the same with respect, and I know that I'm a winner and I'm going to win, them not doing business with me today does not mean I lost. It just means I need to just focus on the steps that I know that we should be doing, given the options. And then if I need to give them a call back, quote unquote follow up, the question I have in a day is, why would it not do business with us? Why would I not be the preferred Ben Franklin, the preferred 1 hour, the preferred Mr. Sparky? Why? Why we not be the preferred choice? All right, well, they get it cheaper. Of course, they know a guy too, right? They know someone that's good doing the side for them. So it's all we can all get things cheaper. I can go online, shop it online. Cheaper is not necessarily always going to be the right, and not always going to be good. I know our warranties, our guarantees. I know what we stand for. I know as our companies around the nation is that when things go south and there's a mistake, whether it's a plumber mistake or whether it's something that we just missed, I know as an organization, as a company, we're going to go out there, we're going to take care of it, we're going to fix it, we're going to do whatever it takes to make sure that customer's 100% satisfied. I know that in my heart. My team knows that. And when you know that as a service provider, as a plumber, electrician, AC guy, your confidence level should speak for itself. You should be standing tall at that front door. But we all know delay entry to the home. We know we got to get out of the truck immediately when we pull up. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But the more you delay entry to the home, you're now creating objections that you don't even know that you created. And when I walk to that front of that door, we know we're not supposed to walk across the lawn. If I'm dragging my feet to that front door, my body language tells them I don't want to be there. I gotta have pep in my step. I gotta have, the energy. Like I gotta have the excitement that and the smile. I was taught, as soon as you pull up, when we get out the truck, wave your hand. Hey, that's what I was taught. And I'm like, why am I doing that for? But you know what? Someone is always watching. They're looking through the peephole. Matter of fact, they're on their phone looking at their cameras and they're listening to you because they can hear you from the driveway. And now if you're having a conversation you shouldn't be having and you're just effing this and effing that and you're just whatever, like maybe talking crap about the customer, they're going to smile at you because they have a need. But more likely they're going to just, you know what? I'm not using you guys because I'm not comfortable. So we got to be sure that we are on point from the moment we route to that call. Do I look good? Your breath. Does this breath smell good? Do I have any boogers hanging from my nose? Smell your breath. I mean, we don't know we got bad breath. We just ignore it sometimes. Shit, do I smell? Did I take a bath? Did I put deodorant on? Like, do you mean that thing is important? And for my smokers out there, I'm not a smoker, but if you're a smoker, God bless you. A lot of homeowners are offended by that. Be mindful of being a smoker. If you come to my house, I don't want to smell that. I don't want to smell you smoking. And shit, if you're smoking marijuana because it's legal in your state, that's a definitely no-no. Like, don't be. That's just not who we are. It should. That's a non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. Be mindful of your presence, your image, your smell. Make sure you don't have stuff in your teeth. Like I said, once again, like, do I have the image I want to be there? Do I care about being there? Because we all blow those calls off, especially, I don't know, it could be 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. I got stuff to do, got somewhere to go. And so instead of me spending time with a customer on a call, I don't understand a call that takes 30 minutes. I don't understand that. I don't. I never will understand a call that takes 30 minutes. I don't care how simple it is. Hour and a half, easy. I'll spend 15 minutes easy just talking about the birds and the bees. Just have a conversation. We get paid to have a conversation. We legit get paid to eat breakfast. We get paid to have a cup of coffee. Like, to me, that is amazing. I get paid to sit there and have a conversation. this platform to me is an amazing thing to have this opportunity to speak in front of everyone and also for you guys to be all locked in, throughout the nation. Do I portray that when I'm with my clients? Do they feel that and see that? You know, are we that preferred fighter? Time is free. Time don't cost nothing. But know what we do? We say, I don't have time. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that. We love to procrastinate as human beings, and we love to make excuses on why we don't have time. Time costs nothing. If you're passionate and you love what you do and you want to succeed in this career and do more than just what you're doing today, because once again, I went from New York to Florida, back to Jersey now. So Pleasantville is just our township we're in. So we're actually located right outside of Atlantic City. Just to give you an idea of South Jersey. South Jersey is what we're known for. It's just right outside of Philadelphia. Just kind of give you an idea of where we're at. And I remember in high school, my trade teacher told me that once you learn a trade, you will all provide food on the table. You can go anywhere and make money, anywhere. You got to be happy where you're at, your home. You got to love what you do. You got to be proud of the brands and then go out there and be determined to things you want to get done. Deal with adversity, get really good at adversity, deal with adversity like nobody's business. And I guarantee you, we will all succeed and win in life as one collective team.